Putin is not a fool. Why do you think his annual news conference is over 4 hours for the 15th time? Why? Public relations are just the external part of it. Remember, for a long time, Russia has been ruled on autopilot. What's more, this ruling has been ongoing not through an announcement, but on its own somehow, independently. We always recommend not so much listening and reading, but mainly watching Putin deliver his speeches. Then one is able to not only hear what he says, but also see and grasp what he means to say. What can be read between the lines of his speeches? Let's look at what he means to say between the lines. You see that the system doesn't work. The system is not effective. It doesn't function properly. Moreover, the quality and the gist of the journalists' questions prove Putin's aforementioned message that the system doesn't function properly. Usually it happens the following way. Putin gives an assignment, but it is not carried out, or even worse, it is sabotaged. So, what he implies but doesn't say openly is, the system is not effective, I alone cannot do the work of the head of a municipality, a region, a krai, or an oblast. Otherwise, when would I have the time to govern the country? I would have no time for that. Look at those who gathered in the press hall. Who are they? How can we name them delicately? Look at these 1,300 jerks, morons, idiots. These are the least insulting words for them. However, they are a cross-section of the society. The subject, the system, of governance has to correspond to the object of governance. Putin doesn't have to address issues on the upbringing of society. It is not his duty. His duty is to rule, to govern. How can he show that the system is not effective? That's why he shows this for the 15th time through the annual news conference. In his own way, Putin sends a message between the lines of his words asking, will you ever wake up and see that the system is not effective? Don't you see that? Look at the questions these idiots ask him. Do they ever ask him any questions of state-level importance? Questions concerning state governance? Putin now truly stands out among others, which is a mighty quality. From the point of view of the West, Putin only PRs. However, if we look at all those prime ministers, presidents, chancellors, they are mere idiots compared to Putin, as primitive as can be, with nothing worthy to say. We think that Putin does have something to say. We, however, suppose that he shouldn't say anything at this point, because the society is not ready yet in terms of its measure of understanding. When our society is ready, Putin will be there to say what he has to say. You know, there are some people out there who feel danger coming from Putin. Therefore, there exist slogans such as, Putin, go away. In this regard, let's look at Ukraine, which has changed leaders a few times over the last few years. As a result of this, what has changed in Ukraine itself? This is why many object to the idea that Putin will remain in power forever. We'd like to state that Putin will remain in power as long as he has to, in order for the society to finally wake up and rise to a level of understanding higher than that of those 1,300 journalist idiots at his news conference. And this is what Putin actually does, but not openly.